so this is our 13 to 16 foot Southern Cross angled ensuite hybrid van. It's a bit of a mouthful, but Alicia's working on something on the car here, so don't mind. Hopefully you can hear me okay. So what I'm going to do is just look through a few different parts on the outside here, just give you a bit of a glimpse. It's pretty standard for the most part for these vans. Perhaps the only thing is these are fantastic. We put sort of everything in here into the all of our pantry items into the front here. It works really well. It fits so much in there. And then over here, of course, you've got your stove, bits and pieces. I'll go through that in a second. I'll open that up and have a look. But this is the container, the drawer we use for like spices and condiments and that sort of thing, and it's perfectly placed for cooking. Right, so this is our kitchen area. You've just got your usual sort of setup with a got 12 volt and other bits and pieces here that I don't really do. So for the water comes through here. There's a little plug for the light here that's been brilliant. We've been in the middle of nowhere and needed something nice and bright when we're cooking late at night. Obviously a kitchen sink, or you've got all your cutlery drawers and bits and pieces in here. We did have an insert that it came with, but we have been using the Joseph & Joseph cutlery container, and we found we've just got so much more room. So in this drawer here we were putting all of our cutlery, everything sort of went in there, and then the bigger drawer we dedicated to, we had all of our plates, Glad wrap, plastic bags, all that kind of thing, all sort of came all in here. So it was really useful. I do have some covers. I'll throw in a picture at the end of this with the covers on, to save that, just protects everything in here when you're traveling. The actual awning here is electric, which is so fantastic. And I'll come back to these little bits and pieces. Diesel heater comes out here. We twist that so it goes up to the front half of the van to distribute the heat around. Lights, all that kind of thing. All these things are on here. Air conditioner for the radio, that kind of thing. But we'll have a look inside. Okay, so these cupboards here have been really handy because I'm standing outside, but I can still access this part, and we would normally have, if we need to clean our hands or sunscreen, I normally have things like bug spray and mosquito repellents and all those kind of things here. And I found these little containers from Kmart that just fit in there perfectly, so I can actually stack things up. So I've got some cleaning things, and just you could do pantry in here. You can use for storage. You can use for kids stuff. They're just cute little handy little cupboards that are just sort of out of the way. You see, this is or was a double bunk area, and the other bunk, the second bunk, used to sit about this sort of height here all the way across. And so I'm going to zoom in here a bit. There's not a lot of room across the actual between sort of this bar and over to here, and we found it was a little bit, the ladder was loose, and it didn't matter how many times we tightened it, it seemed to come loose all the time, and it just seemed a bit dodgy, and we didn't need it. So what we did was take it out, and we have, in doing that, probably the best bit here is we've got this wall now that is, well, you can put anything on here. We put a whole lot of storage, little storage bags that our daughter can go through and put her little bits and pieces and her iPad and books, colouring things, toys, and it's out of the way. She knows where things are. Normally this is full of toys. It's cleaned up at the moment, so but there's plenty of room here. She has so much room. Sometimes she will kind of swap ends, as she will come and sleep down this end. So you've got those options. The great thing is you've got this little seat here, which did come with a cushion, but we found it was always falling off, so we actually like this. And yeah, she can put drinks and whatnot on here. It's like a little table here. So and what we've also done through here is to put some sticky decal things on the walls all the way around here, just to make it her own, give her own personality. So we're in the process. I'm going to remove all of those and make sure the walls are scrubbed back to white again. But this area here is so usable for so many different purposes. We've used it where we'll put like a drop sheet down on top of the bed and stack chairs, tables, beach carts, all sorts of things, bigger items that we just wanted to have sort of out of our vehicle. So really great space. We would also have, I haven't got it here at the moment, but of course you've got your Sirocco fan, which they're brilliant. And two windows that sort of open up both sides, and she will sort of manage that as she needs to. It's really great because you've got the cross ventilation of air, which is beautiful. It's actually really great. We've hardly ever had to use our air conditioner in this van because the window positioning and the fact that we can actually still open up here as well, the canvas all around, we've just found it's been more than enough to actually keep us cool. So that's a really good advantage. This here just quickly, while it's in my eyesight, we would put like our keys, sunglasses, maps, little sort of bits and pieces that, as we're traveling, we'll put them in here. And as we're sort of going in and out, we can actually access it quite easily. And you can see there's a whole big space here. And what I would normally have done is I'll have a hook here and I'll just hang up my handbag there as well. So really good, really useful. The other thing what we'll do, just to make things easier with my daughter, is between sort of this area here and the wall here, we would have one of those curtain rods that have got the springs on either side, so we can sort of pull it up and down, and we'll just have she had a curtain, she chose the material she wanted, and so we could just have this little, she's literally got this little den in here all to herself, heaps of room, which the amount of toys she used to bring she needed, but she would have her own little space in here, and we were able to come in and out. Obviously just kind of, the door is right here, but we had no problems at all. We've never woken her coming in and out. She has always slept really well. So that curtain across here has been a really good idea. That's something that we found really useful. Now we decided, I've seen that sometimes people have towels sort of on this wall over here, sort of where I had other bits and pieces here, but we like it here. It's out of the way. It's completely out of the way because the door is angled. We've never had a problem getting past. You can sort of see on the floor here. Plenty of room to get by. And then when you're in the shower, what you can do if you want to is just kind of unzip, pull your hand through, and you can actually pull it over. And the towels dry perfectly here. I've never had to lay them out. We always just sort of have them sitting here. As you'll see inside, I've got another little hand towel that I would have here, just for when we're I'll just come in here. Just for when we're doing, normally I would have like a little candle here. I've still got my hand wash. This is obviously, we've taken a lot of things inside at the moment. We would have sort of had our toiletries here, that would sit here. All our bits and pieces would sit here. When we've gone on longer trips, we've actually got another shelf and we've put it in here and just put some extra bits and pieces that we wanted to bring, so that it was in here and out of cupboards, we didn't have to find it. So that was always really useful. A little bit anxious about having the toilet and shower together, but it really hasn't been an issue for us at all. I would probably, if I had a choice, choose to have them separately, but not for any really. I'd probably, if I had a choice, I'd probably choose it, but it's definitely not a priority by any means. We actually have used this quite happily. Well, the other thing Elliot did put in here, because we would find sometimes if we weren't completely level, because sometimes we would level it so that the seat would be slightly, sorry, the front would be slightly up, so that the water would drain out here really easily. And this would coming down the back of the seat, and delicate Elliot didn't like that, so he's actually put on this little magnet, cute little piece here, and you can see it sits on there, and it doesn't matter what angle you're on, it sits up there perfectly. So that's been a really good godsend. Okay, so as you can see here, what I did was I've kind of cut this little piece here and this piece here, and what we can do is when it starts to get the like soap scum, or we just have to give it a clean. It's so easy to take out. We've used it at the car wash before, but you just go out, give it a rinse down, put it back, let it dry, put it back in again, and it's good to go. Now because it's risen here, as you can kind of see under here, hopefully. When this it has got a bit of water on here from a shower or anything, you're still, because I would take this out to have a shower, put it back in, and it's dry, so that there's no issues with wet feet or anything like that. And that was something that was kind of gross to begin with. So this is really, we love this. It was a bit of a pain in the bum to size it and treat it and all that kind of stuff at the time, but it has been absolutely worth it. Alright, so this is the bed here that obviously does fold up. I can kind of give you an idea in a second what we do, how we do this, and it's actually quite easy. I've just sort of washed everything and sort of thrown it back because, so this is kind of usually dressed a little bit nicer than what it is at the moment, but it's great. You've got your back window there so you can let fresh air. We quite often will let some fresh air in there, or it's beautiful first thing in the morning when you open it up and you can see sun rising, whatever. It's best way to start in the morning. So you've got your window here, and then we've got windows either side. Again, you've got all your ventilation up the top, so you can really pick and choose how you want to cool things down. In terms of the size, there is a TV that goes on here. We've got the TV inside because we don't use it very much, but I'm going to put it back on the van again. More PowerPoints here. Bed is, the size of the bed is one of the features of this van. It's a king size bed. We have had us two adults and Haven in here as well, and we are quite comfortable. So the dog tries to come up here, but she has to. This is hers. She says we get her to sleep down the bottom here. But in terms of size, this is a huge asset of this van is how big these the width of these beds is brilliant. Okay, so we don't have anything ready to go at the moment, but normally what we would have is a mattress topper that would fit. We've got a king size mattress topper that would fit the whole lot. So what we'd do is we would put the mattress topper down, we would put a sheet onto that, and then we'd sort of put our quilts and whatever over the top of that and make the bed. And then what we do is when we're going to leave is I would fold it back like I've got here. As I say, I don't have the mattress topper here at the moment, but I would normally get it from at the back, pull it forward exactly as I've pulled this down here, and then what I've done is I've actually sewed in some on the mattress here, a couple of handles. Now I'm doing this one-handed, so it's not as it's a little bit more awkward than I would normally do it, but I've got two handles that I'll just pull this up like this. Done. And we'd be ready to go. And what I'll do is I'll just quickly show you. Let's put this down. Forgive my filming skills, I'm on my own today. So what I would do is we would travel like this. If we've got anything, like our TV, we would put under here. If we had anything soft or whatever we wanted, we could just put it into the blankets here. And then, say if we've just pulled up, Elliot would open up the back section, because that's normally obviously closed in here, and I would come in, push the mattress into place like that, get the mattress protector, the mattress topper, and just flip it back. Oh, got this caught up. Something like that, basically. Now I haven't done a good job there, but it just flips back, and then the bedding would be on top of that, and we would have our bed ready to go. It would take like a couple of minutes. That was it, and then we sort of get our pillows and put them back into place. Yeah, so that was what we found was it's actually quite a good way of doing it. I have seen people that will open their back window and come in and make the bed from the other end, and I just think it just seems like extra effort. So we've never, because we've had our mattress, the topper that we've always used right from the beginning, we've never slept on these, actually directly on these. Obviously I've designed it like that, which is why I can actually have the handles on here, otherwise it wouldn't work if there was a sheet on this. But yeah, it just worked really well for us, and it's made what was quite a tough, uncomfortable bed brilliant, and we'll just have the best sleeps in here. One of my favourite things that we actually kind of hacked or changed or added, whatever you want to call it, is these little pull-out trays. Now they are quite generous. They're as big as I could find that would fit in this space, and what I did was I grabbed some it was a dish, like a dish, a drainer that had these sort of movable parts on here from Kmart. I can't remember how much it was. I'll see if I can link something, and I'll add it in a little picture of what the product is. But you just basically need something that's going to be able to move on some rails like that. And because we've got the lip here, we've had to sort of put some wood in here just to build it up. And this has been the best thing, because we used to have some baskets that I would kind of push and pull as we needed to, and they weren't big enough, so I had to have two. And if I wanted something back, I'd forget what was there, and I'd have to pull something out, put that back in. And it was, it worked, but it was sort of annoying at the same time. So what I've done here, as you can see, I have to kind of reach a little bit bright at the back, because it does go, I don't know if you can see at the back here, it does go almost to, it's only a couple of centimetres from the back. So as I say, these are the biggest. They're from, I think they were Alpha. See, I've got a little stick here. That is Alpha. So I did get them separately, put them together, but it has made accessing clothes so much better. And then we would also got in these fans, you've got the pull-out drawers that we would sort of share around ourselves as well. And then just we have got hanging space here, but we sort of I haven't got in here at the moment, but I would have a little plastic tier thing, and I would put sort of our laundry or that kind of thing in there, and then sort of stuff underneath it. Or I would have some hanging things if we had, if I was taking a whole lot of dresses that I didn't want to get crushed, I'd put them in here. If we had jackets, that sort of thing. If we were going out in winter time, we could still use that railing there. And I know people don't like them, but I don't know, I found it quite helpful. I don't know, I think it's big enough that you can actually still put things in and then use the bottom space as well. So I would have like my first aid kit and cleaning products and just like bits and pieces. A lot of my work stuff, if I was putting in my laptop and all that kind of thing, that would all go in there as well. So these have actually been really handy. And then of course at the top here, again, matching black with the matching on the bed as well, the bedside. And as I'll show you shortly, our table here is matching this one as well. So they are colour coordinated. And this is really good. We're always using bits and pieces. Normally I'll have it in like a big basket or something that I can pick it up and put it on our bed when we're actually going to pack the bed down to move. But yeah, works really well, really good spot. You can fit a lot of things into such a very small space. So one of the best things that we've found about pop tops is the ability to be able to open up these little sections at the top, so you can roll them up and tie them up if you want to. So there's one here. We've got one on Haven's side, and then we've got another 3 through here, and then one more in the bathroom as well. And these are brilliant for airflow and light, and just brilliant, so you could just open up sections as you want. So one of the things we had, we did change over, was the fan. The fans that came in the van were very average and very small, and so we got some Siroccos, and Elliot was able to change those over quite well, and these have been brilliant. So we've got one here, we've got one on the opposite side, so we can move that as we need it, or move it onto the person who wants it and the other person doesn't have to have it. And then we've got one for Haven as well. So it's only a 13-foot van. Obviously it opens up to a 16-foot, but there's limited space in here, and so we've had to really think about what we put where and that sort of thing. We've had to be really organised. So we had this chair put in because originally it had a sink here, and it's a bit of cupboard space, but it was kind of wasted. And what we've done, this has been brilliant, because I've worked on the road at times when we've been away, and Elliot's worked quite extensively on the road, and some, where we do try to go outside because it's beautiful. We've had to work inside sometimes, even on really hot days. It's just too hot. We have to have the air conditioner going. So this has been brilliant. So this table is now this is not one of those, there's some kind of rip-off legs that aren't very good. This is the Lagoon. I'll put a link in down the bottom here of the name of that. Here we go, sorry. Lagoon. So we ordered that leg. It is a bit more expensive, but it is worth it. It has been brilliant. This is the table that we had. This table came as like a spare one, but we never really used it because we use sort of bigger tables when we're outside. So we took the legs that it came on, and Elliot actually attached it as a top here, and this is, so we travel like this, so it's just out of the way. It barely moves. Like it's I mean, I'm kind of putting quite a bit of weight on here, and it's barely shifts. So you can use it just sort of sitting here. You can sort of pull it out as you need it. I'll just come around here, and you can, plenty of room here. We've eaten dinner here. We've used it, as I say, as a workbench. Haven sat here and played with things. It's just been, it's just so useful to have a table just to put things down on top of. And even you can spin over this way as well. I've done this before. Elliot, last Christmas, before Christmas, he sat on the bed because he wanted to be comfortable, and worked for hours and hours for a week straight doing that, and he was really comfortable, plenty of room. So this table is such a good addition. I don't know how people with little vans like these can actually live without them. So all the working parts are sort of up here. You've got a PowerPoint here, which we don't use very often. There is another PowerPoint that we used to use when we were on grid. So everything you need to access is sort of through here. We can check water, we can turn on everything here, our speakers and whatnot, it's all through here. And then kind of the main part, so we've got, here's the plug, this plug, and these ones. Oh, I'm sure Elliot can tell you exactly what they are. Is it 12 volt? These might be the 12 volt ones. They got used all the time, and then we'd sort of have things sitting up on the table, or even sometimes on the lounge here. We just have, phones and tablets and computers and that recharging. This is the for the water temperature here, so it's nice and accessible. This is your air conditioner, and there is a remote control for that, which we have. I'll show you that in a second. Battery system that I don't think came with it. I think that was an extra thing Elliot put in. I don't know, I forget now. We've been doing all these things. So this is, of course, is for the diesel heater. No, it's for the, my bad, it's for the air conditioner. And then we've got a couple of vents here for the diesel heater here. Got one coming out this way, and you can sort of swivel those around as you need to. And then there's one here. So we used to position this so it would come up to the sort of front half of the van, and then the side one would go to the rest. And we have never, ever been even close to cold in the winter time. We've had this van for 2.5 years now, so would we recommend Southern Cross Caravans? In short, yes. In our experience, the van has been excellent value for money, even factoring in the upgrades we knew we'd want to make, such as the suspension and batteries. The van has always worked well for us, and we've always been able to get in where we want to go. Of course, there's been some issues with the van, but nothing major or structural, and everything has been rectified by the manufacturer. They even posted us a part while we're holidaying down south. In fact, we've been out of our warranty for a while now, and they still helped me with a couple of parts recently without any charge. This video began as a walkthrough, and hopefully it's still useful for that purpose. However, despite loving our van, we've come to the difficult decision that we need to upgrade to a slightly bigger van, so this one is officially on the market. Once we've sold this van, we're going to start seriously looking for our next one, and a full-size van from Southern Cross Caravans will be one of our options. The next video series will be our 3-week trip when we travelled up to Caravan, across some Exmouth and back down the west coast. Keep an eye out for part 1, as well as updates on our search for a new van.